verses we read today mention that Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by Nityananda, his expansion, and by the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu. We know that Mahavishnu is Jayadvaita, Sriyadvaita, Sitanath, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu is the son of Nityananda. Nityananda had two wives, Janavi and Bahuda. So, his son was Virabhadra Prabhu, and his daughter was Ganga Devi. So, Virchandra was actually Kshirodakshai Vishnu. He preached all over Bengal. He established so many temples and made so many Vaishnavas for Lord Nityananda. He is a great devotee in his transcendental pastimes. So, one day I had the opportunity to visit the residence of Nityananda at Kordaha, on the bank of the sacred Ganges, and I saw the samadhi of the umbilical cord of Vīrabhadra Prabhu and Ganga Devi. And there is a temple of Shyama Sundara. And I asked the devotees nearby that place, there's a temple of Shyama Sundara. How did Shyama Sundara come here? And so they told me the story of Virchandra Prabhu and how he brought Shyama Sundar 1,000 miles, although he weighed 5 tons without lifting a hand. Virchandra Prabhu was engaged in Sankirtan with all his devotees with him, and he was preaching all over the countryside. And he was up near the Hussain Shah next descendant palace in the vicinity, and he was doing big preaching all over. Actually, he's famous because as fast as the Muslims would go and convert the Hindus to Islam religion, he would go and convert twice as many as Vaishnavas. He would go and initiate all of them, and after initiate, all would remain pure in the Vaishnava principle. He was so powerful a preacher. So the Nawab was a little bit afraid of saintly people, but he also was hoping that he was a bogus. So he wanted to actually try to catch him, and if he did prove to be an untrue sadhu, he would annihilate him and end the problem. So he sent someone to please bring him to the palace. So Virabhadra went to the palace of the Shah, and going to the palace, he saw on the outside a beautiful black rock embedded in the wall of the fortress. Huge rock. Right in the very base, like a foundation stone. And he looked at it, and he saw an amazing thing. The rock was sweating. When he saw the rock sweating, he became very attracted. And so he went inside and he saw the Shah, and he was thinking that I must get that rock. So the Shah was testing him, and he said, "You are a real sadhu?" He said, "I am, following the order of my spiritual master. He has empowered me to preach. Please, if you cure him, then I will accept that you are a real sadhu." So Virabhadra Prabhu gave him the Harinam and cured him of his disease. The Shah was very pleased. He said, "All right, I am satisfied you are a bona fide sadhu. He also explained so many scriptures, defeated so many pandits there. The Shah was very satisfied. He said, "What do you want? You ask me what you want, I will give you." He said, "I would just like the black rock outside at the fortress wall." The king said, "What? A black rock? What rock is this?" "You have one rock, I just would like to have it." So the king, Shah, goes out, looks, and here he sees this big black stone in the wall of the fortress. He said, "How are you going to get out that rock? It weighs at least, even 1,000 men couldn't take it out. And if you take it out, the whole fortress will fall down." So Virabhadra said, "That's all right. You just say I can have the rock. I'll worry about it." So they said, "All right, if you can take it out, you can have it." So then Virabhadra Prabhu came with his Sankirtan party, and they did kirtan by the side of the rock, jumping up and down kirtan. The rock slowly edged out, fell down. So then he said, "Ask the king, please, if you would wrap the rock in straw and drop it in the Ganges for me." The king said, "What?" It's the craziest thing I ever heard. I'm just asked this one thing. So we got 500 people, wrap the rock in straw, and carry it on big carts, and then Virabhadra came, touched it, and then it was tossed into the river. As soon as it hit the Ganges, it floated like a balloon and floated down the Ganges. Meanwhile, Virabhadra went chanting off with his Sankirtan party. And they gradually did kirtan, headed down the Ganges to Khordha, which is about 30 or 40 miles north of Calcutta. There the rock floated down and stopped at Khordha by the bank of the river. So there eventually Virabhadra Prabhu came and had the rock taken out, and he saw in a dream that he wanted the deity, the form of Radha Krishna, of Radha Shyam Sundar. So he wanted to make that form. So first he cut a piece off the rock and carved two deities of Radha Krishna. After they were carved by the devotee craftsman, he looked, had to give him the exact instruction. He said, "No, they're too small." So he gave them a name. I forgot what the name are, the other two, but he installed them in another place. And then he took another piece off the other side of the rock. And he carved two more deities. This time he gave the exact instruction. After they finished these, he looked. The deities are too big. So they didn't take those deities and install them in another place. So this time he said, "You must get just in between." So this time again they carved the deities. And this time they were just according to what he had seen in his dream. So he installed those deities there, Radha Shyama Sundar. And Lord Nityananda, he left some very precious items at that temple. One day Lord Chaitanya, in ecstasy, he was chanting, and from the top of his head came a triangular-shaped stone from his Brahma Rudra that was grabbed by Nityananda kept in a bag around his neck. He would keep 3 things around his neck. He kept a huge Shaligram Shila, this big, which is in the form of Ananta Seshanag. It is so many snakes curled around and around, and one can see within it there's so many chakras and different, huge Shaligram. There's nothing like it anywhere. That is the Shaligram of Ananta Seshanag, who of course is an incarnation of Nityananda, Balaram. And one more thing, he had a special self-manifest Shankarshan Shiva in the form of a Shiva Linga made of a indestructible blue-gray material which is not ordinarily seen on this planet. So these 3 objects were left in that temple. So the local pujari told me, I asked how the puja is going. He said that about 10 years ago, there were some mistakes in the puja and the deity started to sweat. And whenever the deity sweats, the pujaris die. So the pujaris there are very careful to keep the deity very cool and well taken care of. So there are so many pastimes of the Lord